I can't let you keep doing this.
Hi and welcome to Select 10. Today, we will rank the top 10 greatest new web series available on Netflix, Amazon Prime Video, Hulu, and Disney+. To recommend the best new series, we've compiled this list of the top new action, thriller, sci-fi, and romance shows that you should watch right now. Also, don't forget to leave a comment on how many series you've seen from this list. Now let's get started on the video. Number 10. God's Favorite Idiot. It is an apocalyptic workplace comedy series created by Ben Falcone. The show centers on the life of Clark, a mid-level computer support worker who falls in love and unwittingly serves as God's messenger. The plot starts when Clark gets struck by lightning from a unique celestial cloud and gains the ability to glow. Surprisingly, his colleagues, including his friend Emily, think that this may be connected to God in some way. Their doubts are confirmed when an angel informs Clark that he is to be God's messenger and must stop the apocalypse from occurring. Overall, the show is enjoyable and hilarious. It contains humor that is similar to the Lucifer series, so if you want to watch a humorous yet exciting show involving gods, devils, and angels, then give this show a chance. It's a good one. The show has a 5.7 rating on IMDb and a 69% audience score on Rotten Tomatoes. Number 9. Moonhaven. It is a sci-fi drama series created by Peter Ocko. The show takes place 3 generations after people abandoned a dying Earth to create a 500-square-mile colony on the Moon. Instead of looking at the lunar surface as a potential Earth replacement, the Moonhaven community was dispatched along with a potent artificial intelligence system intended to find answers to Earth's issues. The main story focuses on Bella Sway, a lunar cargo pilot who finds herself convicted of a crime and imprisoned on Moonhaven, a utopian settlement constructed on the Moon to find solutions to issues that will soon bring the extinction of civilization on Mother Earth. However, when Bella becomes involved in a plan to seize control of the artificial intelligence responsible for Moonhaven's mysteries, she joins forces with a local investigator to fight the forces that wish to destroy Earth's only hope. Overall, the story is basic yet entertaining to watch, and if you like science fiction, you'll probably enjoy this one. The show has a 4.3 rating on IMDb and a 67% critic score on Rotten Tomatoes. Number 8. Resident Evil. It appears that this series is being treated like Halo. People are criticizing it without even watching it. I agree that it is different from video games, and it is also true that this series is enjoyable. Therefore, if all you want is some entertainment, then this series has a lot to offer. The main plot of the series is split between 2 points in time, 2022 and 2036, with a gap of about 14 years between them. The past storyline centers on the problems of half-twins, Billy and Jade, the children of Dr. Albert Wesker, who were born under questionable circumstances. However, when the sisters relocate to New Raccoon City, their lives take a drastic turn as they learn that their father might be hiding sinister secrets that could end the world. The present storyline is set more than 10 years into the future, when only 15 million people are still alive and more than 6 billion animals and people have contracted the T-virus. The current storyline centers on Jade Wesker as she battles for survival in a world overrun by diseased monsters while being haunted by her past, her father, and what happened to her sister, Billy. And the show has a 58% critic score on Rotten Tomatoes. Number 7. SkyMed. It is a medical drama series created by Julie Puckrin. The series is set in the small town of Thompson and follows Haley, who is preparing to begin her first day at the area's SkyMed unit, where nurses fly paramedics to treat emergency cases in remote regions, so patients may be taken on cargo planes to the local hospital in Thompson or to Winnipeg for more severe cases. Overall, the show weaves compelling personal arcs with high-stakes medical rescues as we follow the successes, heartbreaks, and trials of aspiring nurses and pilots operating air ambulances in the far north of Canada. To be honest, I've never seen anything like this before, so I must say, I thoroughly enjoyed this show. It's fresh and has a unique concept, so it's well worth watching. The show has a 5.7 rating on IMDb and an 80% audience score on Rotten Tomatoes. Number 6. Love and Anarchy. It is a Swedish romantic comedy series created by Lisa Langseth. The second season of this hidden romantic series premiered on June 16, 2022. If you are new to this show, let me give you a little overview so you can start watching. The story centers on Sophie, a hardworking consultant who lives in Stockholm with her husband and 2 kids. The main plot begins with Sophie being given the task of restructuring the historic Lund Lagerstedt publishing company, where she meets young tech specialist Max. What starts off as an unexpectedly risky flirtation with him grows into a playful little game where they each take turns challenging one another to do things that go against accepted societal conventions. However, when the challenges and their associated consequences get more severe and unpredictable, their innocent games quickly transform into harsh reality. Overall, it's a beautiful story with lots of entertainment, surprising twists, and a fantastic binge-worthy series for the weekend. The show has a 7.4 rating on IMDb and an 80% audience score on Rotten Tomatoes. Number 5. Maggie. It is a comedy-drama series created by Justin Adler. The story centers on Maggie, a psychic with the gift, which enables her to predict the futures of her friends, parents, clients, and strangers. If she touches or even stands close to someone, she can see into their future. However, after inadvertently exposing that one of her friends at the party is cheating on the other friend's fiancé, she meets a guest named Ben. When he sits down for a reading, Maggie observes the home bliss of a girlfriend, then a wife and child, and in one of the visions, she begins to see glimpses of her own fate, which complicates her romantic life. It's like, can you allow yourself to fall in love when you know how it will end? She obviously seemed to have predicted this. Overall, it's a delightful romantic comedy show that keeps you entertained from the start. The show has a 6.9 rating on IMDb and an 85% audience score on Rotten Tomatoes. Number 4. Evil. It is a supernatural drama series created by Robert and Michelle King. The 3rd season of this underrated series premiered on June 12, 2022. If you are new to this, then watch this little overview so you can start watching the series. The plot follows skeptic Kristen Bouchard as she teams up with an aspiring Catholic priest, David Acosta, a blue-collar worker, and others to look into the church's long list of unresolved mysteries, including false miracles, evil possessions, and other strange occurrences. Their responsibility is to determine whether there is a rational explanation or if something genuinely magical is at play while investigating the origins of evil along the line where science and religion diverge. Tell me in the comments how many of you watched this show. Overall, it's a fantastic supernatural show that differentiates itself from others in the genre. If you enjoy horror and fantasy, then don't miss this one. The show has a 7.7 rating on IMDb and an 85% audience score on Rotten Tomatoes. Number 3. The Longest Night. It is a Spanish prison action thriller series created by Victor Sierra and Zos Mores. The show focuses on a psychiatric jail where a gang of armed men tries to apprehend a serial killer who is being held there. Simon Lago, widely known as the Alligator, is a legendary serial killer who has avoided detection for years by remaining hidden in plain sight. However, he receives word that he will be arrested and that a plan has been put in place to free him. Surprisingly, when SWAT forces arrive to take him into custody, he cooperates, but rather than being taken to a maximum security facility, he is instead placed in a psychiatric institution. He is aware that this is part of the plan, but when an unknown crew arrives to take Simon, they are challenged with resistance from the prison director. What comes next is mind-blowing non-stop action that keeps you on the edge of your seat. You don't want to miss this one. The show has a 5.8 rating on IMDb. Number 2. Blackbird. Based on the 2010 autobiographical novel, it is a crime drama limited series developed by Dennis Lehane. The story centers on Jimmy Keene, who has been sentenced to a 10-year no-parole term in a minimum security facility. However, he strikes a deal with the FBI to enter a maximum security facility for criminally insane inmates and become friends with Larry Hall, a suspected serial murderer. Keene's mission is to obtain a confession from Hall in order to dismiss Hall's appeal and locate the hidden bodies of up to 18 women. Overall, it is a true story of an imprisoned drug dealer, Jimmy Keene, who is given his freedom in exchange for encouraging serial killer, Larry Hall, to confess and revealing the locations of his victims' graves. This series is a treat for fans of crime dramas and is unquestionably a must-watch series of 2022. The show has an 8.3 rating on IMDb and a 97% audience score on Rotten Tomatoes. Number 1. The Terminal List. It is an action thriller series based on the novel of the same name by Jack Carr. The plot centers on Lieutenant Commander James Reese, whose team is ruthlessly ambushed during his final military assignment. Later, when Reese goes home to his family, he has mixed memories of the incident and doubts about his guilt. As new information comes to light, Reese learns that dark forces are at work against him and that people who were closest to him have been killed and that he is at the center of a conspiracy that extends to the highest levels of government. James realizes that he has nothing to lose and makes a promise to use the knowledge he has gained from a decade of combat warfare to exact revenge on those who have died. In simple words, you will regret missing this series, and to be honest, it is one of the best series I have watched in 2022. The show has an 8.2 rating on IMDb and a 95% audience score on Rotten Tomatoes. That's it for today. Thank you for watching this video. And do subscribe our channel to see more videos related to movies and series suggestions.